Just today, the U.S. Secretary of Defense said upwards of 100 Americans are believed to be fighting for ISIS in the Middle East.
A revealing look at some of the Americans who've left the United States to join ISIS.
My name is Tania Georgelas, and I'm the ex-wife of John Georgelas, who became the most senior American member of ISIS.
An ISIS member known as Yahya the American.
Once named John Georgelas, who is largely unknown back here in the U.S., but has become one of the most influential figures inside ISIS.
The son of a career military officer, Georgelas was a loner, drug user, and junior college dropout who drifted to a new faith.
For 10 years, I had been preaching and protesting for an Islamic State. And eventually, I had to separate myself so that I could find a new identity.
So trimmed up a little bit, you okay with?
Yes, please. Because I know that one side of my hair grows faster than the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Growing up in London was rough. I came from a very poor family. We were second-generation immigrants, and I'd faced a lot of racism.
Thank you.
We had bad neighbors. They would smash our windows, but generally I just felt like an outsider. I was looking for a way to retaliate, and I wanted honor again. September 11th, 2001, I was 17, and I saw the towers being crashed into. I went to school the next day. I said to my friend, "Oh, isn't it dreadful what happened?" And she looked at me and she said, "Was it so bad?" At that point, I became really jihadi hardcore.
This was the Northern March already forming up hours before the noon start time.
I went to a rally in 2002 for the war against Iraq. There were Muslim guys handing out little pieces of paper with a website on it. It was a Muslim matrimony website. So I went on there, and John found me, and John kept emailing me, and then we talked about jihad. We got married, and I got pregnant. John dressed up my son like a jihadi. I thought it was so cute. Our dreams were to have land of our own, raise a family, train them to be assassins or whatever, soldiers, then eventually go join the jihad. So this is in Egypt. I went to a wedding here. Here's the beach. This is my youngest playing on the beach. The Muslims that we met who were jihadis, our circle were fun. I was really happy. John wanted to go to Syria, and I just kept telling John, I'm not ready, not while the kids are small. He said it's only for 2 weeks max. So we went to Syria. I was 5.5 months pregnant. The kids and I fell sick. I wanted the rebels to win, and I wanted to be part of it, but not inside Syria with children. He told me to just leave, to go with the kids without him.
This guy has now become essentially the public messenger to the West for ISIS.
All the Islamic State supporters I had been in touch with thought of him as their leader.
He moved to the group's de facto capital, Raqqa, Syria, bringing his pregnant wife and their 3 young children, but his wife didn't stay for long. She comes back to America, comes back to Texas, moves in with his parents for a time, and then she decides to divorce her husband.
When I returned to the US, I was very depressed. Then I'm in a society that for so many years I thought was evil. I had lost my life. My husband was my life. I've had these children for one reason only, and that was so that they could serve God as Muslims, as Mujahideen. And now I didn't know what to do with them. So I went to the dating website Match. I wrote an essay. I have 4 kids. My husband abandoned me to go become the next Osama bin Laden. But I got 1,300 replies. I met Craig like in 24 hours of being on Match.
She told me pretty much from about the first phone call. I didn't know all of it. But she said right away that her husband was in IS, and I said, okay, that's all right.
Okay, you tell me how beautiful I am.
It all starts with your lashes, and
I was just kidding. You don't have to dote on me.
I dote on you anyway.
So in Egypt, I had chandeliers like this made, the lanterns with Arabic calligraphy, and it was beautiful, but everything got left behind.
I don't know if we should share with them or not. You know, just why they're doing the...
Oh, I'll tell you, my ex-husband left me to go join ISIS, and I had to get away from him.
He let you go ISIS?
He left me when I was pregnant with my 4th son with him.
He's one of the lead people in IS now. He's an American-born convert from Plano here.
You'll be kidding me.
No. So this kind of reminds her of home. So.
See you soon.
See you soon.
When I left Islam, I was really trying hard to find another religion to replace it. I really missed having a community after leaving Islam, and it wasn't until we started going to this church that I really felt at home in Dallas.
We offer a special welcome to those who could use a prayer right now, or those of you who had religion shoved down your throat as a kid, or if you got lost in traffic and you wound up here by mistake.
I don't know if I want to show people my story. It's a horror story.
Isn't this kind of like therapy too?
I guess it is.
American style.
If anything, it's me trying to get my message out to people in similar situations and saying this is not how to live your life, and you only live once, and it's all a deception. Like, I want to break that falsehood. Right now, I'm studying online courses. I'd like to work for a de-radicalization program that could help rehabilitate former terrorists. I got a bullseye. I don't know what it's really called, but I'll call it a bullseye there. And then Craig, his bullets went there. But I still love you, even though you can't shoot. I'm just kidding. Okay. I have something that's really sweet on my Facebook. It's a Mother's Day card that Michael wrote. He said, I know Dad made lots of mistakes, but please don't be angry with him. Will you have curry and rice? I tell the little ones, I said, he joined the dark side of the Force. And Mummy was part of the dark side of the Force, but now I'm a dark Jedi. Oh yeah, when I met Craig, for the first time when I saw his weapons, I said, wow, you have more guns than John.
Into here, and then you're there. And that's it?
I don't really know how to paint a rosy picture about their dad to them.
I think that's
Seems difficult, but
that's a tough part, is, you know, they'll get half of their self-image from what they think about John. Islamic State people are not all the person who, they always show the image of the guy walking across the sand with the flag and he's got the big full beard and stuff. I want them to understand that he felt like he was doing the right thing. He didn't abandon them because he didn't care about them. He didn't leave them because he didn't love them. He loved them. I mean, clearly he loved them. But he had that calling that was beyond that. He was doing what he believed in.
Yeah, he thought what he was doing was for the greater good. In his alternate reality, he believes he's going to see his children again.
In Iraq and Syria, ISIS is losing ground.
The self-declared capital Raqqa finally lost.
The Islamic State group faces serious losses in Syria and Iraq. Some of the group's foreign fighters are fleeing the region and returning to their home countries.
John loves Syria. He's in Syria somewhere. I don't think he'll ever change his way of thinking because he's in so deep. And for him to change, I think that would, send him off the deep end. I can't help but love him. I don't know how to make that feeling stop. He wants to die. And if he came to the United States and was put on trial, I would have to be a witness against him, and I don't want to do that. I don't want him to kill anybody. And it's different if an aircraft kills him. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but I know he wants to be a martyr, and I support that.
Our dad loved us a lot, but he loved his religion more.
Do you ask him questions? You know what you ask him?
What have you done? Have you organized any terrorist rallies, or have you organized any people getting murdered? If he has, that's unforgivable. If he hasn't, he could go up to Sweden and basically get a new record. Like he could start everything over.
A lot of people see me as someone very unlucky, but I see the glass half full. I'm alive. I got out of Syria. My children are happy, healthy, and smart. I'm content.